two gunmen worked their way through the school intent on killing as many as they could. Their particular targets, blacks, Hispanics, and student athletes.
They were getting shot all around me. There was one boy at the table right next to us.
What's that?
There was a guy at the table right next to me and her, and they just shot him. And then just walked away, and then he was just sitting there in a pool of blood. I just started screaming and crying and telling him not to shoot me. And so we shot the girl, and then she shot her in the head in front of me. And he shot the black kid because he was black. And he shot him in the face.
Running across before the police could get to them, 18-year-old Eric Harris and 17-year-old Dylan Klebold had shot themselves. They were members of a group calling itself the Trenchcoat Mafia, which even featured in the school yearbook, a group of misfits with fascist sympathies who felt victimized by more successful, more athletic students. As the police moved in, they discovered dozens of pipe bombs had been scattered around the school. Many of the victims' bodies had been booby-trapped. It is still not safe for the police to formally identify them. For the parents of the missing, this has only extended the agony. While last night there were many happy, tearful reunions, those whose children did not appear must still wait for confirmation of the worst. The nation, led by the President, is praying for them.
To the families who have lost their loved ones, to the parents who have lost their beloved children, to the wounded children and their families, to the people of the community of Littleton, I can only say tonight that the prayers of the American people are with you.
This morning there were tales of great heroism, of the teacher who put his students before himself.
He was the first one to start yelling, "Get down, get down, get out, they've got guns." And he stayed standing in order to yell to people to get them out of there. And he got shot.
And tales of survival when all around others were dying.
The whole time I was just waiting for a sharp pain just to go through my side or my arm or my leg or...
Were they shooting at just anybody or targeting specific people?
I'm not sure exactly, but I guess they knew some people. They let one person go, so I'm assuming they were looking at faces.
A day of terror and tragedy. After 8 school shootings in 2 years, what have we learned about keeping kids safe?
And amid this epidemic of shootings, people are asking ever more loudly, why? Today, the Colorado legislature was to have debated loosening the state's gun laws. The governor does not accept that lax gun control is to blame.
I think the problem is deeper than guns. It's a culture which sometimes allows too much violence in our media, on our television, on our cable, in our movies.
As the enormity of what happened in this peaceful, affluent suburb sinks in, that debate will intensify. But in the last few years, none of the deaths in America's classrooms have changed the nation's gun laws. And there is no reason to believe that these will either. James Mates, ITN, Denver, Colorado.
The horrific killings in Denver are the latest in a long line of shootings at American schools. For tonight's evening news briefing, John Draper looks at why incidents like this keep happening in America and why it's so difficult to change the country's gun laws.
Call it gun law or gun culture, it's a way of life for many Americans. It's even argued that the U.S. Constitution still upholds the right to bear arms. The weapons industry has the money and power to beat off attempts at gun control. Their TV ads insist that any ban would be a breach of civil rights.
Guns aren't the problem, criminals are. It's time to ban the problem with tough prosecutors, tough judges, and tough prison time. Let's ban the rights of criminals, not the rights of law-abiding Americans.
Law-abiding Americans and the not-so-law-abiding hold more than 200 million guns, nearly one for every single person. Guns were used in almost 10,000 murders in 1997, and a survey found that 8% of high school males carry guns at some point. Even the president's careful not to be seen as anti-guns.
Yeah, I shot them both. They let me shoot them, so I shot them.
So despite the school killings in Kentucky, 3 dead, 5 wounded, at Jonesboro, Arkansas, 5 dead, 10 wounded, and many more, calls for reform were never implemented. Take Colorado's own gun laws. There's no minimum age for someone to own a rifle or shotgun, no waiting period after buying a gun, and no registration details are required from the buyer. People in Dunblane have sent messages of sympathy to Colorado. After the school murders here, all private handguns were banned. That would be resisted in the US. The coming days may see much debate. Gun control is another matter. John Draper, ITN.
James Bates joins us now. James, could you tell us what's happening at the school now?
Well, the police have just told us that they have now secured the area. They have neutralized all the explosive devices that were left behind. Crime scene investigators are now going through all the areas where the shooting took place. When they've completed that work, and only then will they be able to remove the bodies and identify them. In terms of the motivation of the two gunmen, they've searched... I'm sorry, Robert.
I was saying, as you hinted, it's extraordinary that an event like this won't have any effect at all on the country's gun laws.
No, I'm afraid that is right. You were just hearing from John Draper there just how many guns there are here. They are a cultural phenomenon. The gun debate is very different from the debate in Britain. It's not just a question, as it was with us, of outlawing handguns and removing a few tens of thousands from target shooters. Here in the West, in the Midwest, it's considered an inalienable right to own a gun. And for that reason, you may see some tinkering with the laws, but nothing substantial.
James Bates, thank you. Here, the Prime Minister appeared to make an important, if subtle, shift in his policy on the deployment of Kosovo ground troops today. He clearly told the Commons that all options are still open. Mr. Blair made the comments before flying out for an historic NATO summit in Washington. ITN's Robert Moore reports.
1 month into the air war, and Western leaders are heading to Washington for a summit marking NATO's 50th anniversary, an event now entirely overshadowed by the conflict in Kosovo. Earlier in the House of Commons, Mr. Blair clearly refused to rule out the use of ground troops, insisting all options are open, an apparent shift in tone and language.
The difficulties of a land force invasion of Kosovo against an undegraded Serb military machine are formidable, and they have been all the way through. I've also said in this House before, and I repeat now, that of course Milosevic does not have a veto on NATO action. All options are always kept under review. That is sensible for us to do.
The Defence Secretary George Robertson accused Mr. Milosevic of trying to spread the conflict beyond Yugoslavia's borders in an attempt to destabilise the region.
Milosevic is no respecter of national boundaries. He brought war to Bosnia and Croatia in 1991. He regularly threatens his neighbours, and he's tried in recent weeks to expand the conflict to Albania with incursions across the border.
There is now mounting Western concern at that attempt to export the conflict by creating further flashpoints across the southern Balkans. The flow of Albanian refugees has increased ethnic tensions in Macedonia. Its own delicate ethnic mix has been disrupted. Skirmishes and shelling along the Albanian border also threaten to spread the war there. Finally, in Montenegro, the government is under strain after Yugoslav troops entered a demilitarized zone along its border with Croatia. Amid that regional insecurity, the Bulgarian Prime Minister was seeking guarantees of NATO help if the war spreads. In return, Bulgaria may offer NATO use of its airspace. With the Prime Minister now heading for that historic NATO summit in Washington, it appears the time for those key strategic decisions is now at hand. The air war will certainly continue for many weeks, but the language is shifting towards a reluctant acceptance that a ground-based invasion of Kosovo may be needed prior to any political settlement. Robert Moore, ITN, Downing Street.
The Ministry of Defense confirmed today that NATO jets have largely destroyed President Milosevic's party headquarters in Belgrade. The building was described as one of the nerve centers of the president's killing machine. The top floors of the 23-story block went up in flames. Our correspondent in Belgrade, Julian Mannion, was near the building when it was hit and sent this report under Serbian restrictions.
300 yards from our hotel, the one-time Communist Party headquarters, more recently the base of President Milosevic's Socialist Party, was hit by 3 missiles. The President's party offices are believed to have been evacuated before the NATO air campaign, but the building also contained 3 small television stations broadcasting entertainment and sport, and a pop radio station belonging to the President's daughter. Emergency workers have been searching parts of the structure for possible victims. So far, there are no reports of casualties, but Yugoslav experts say that the tower block has shifted on its foundations as a result of the blasts. Here in Belgrade, this now heavily damaged building has been a major landmark since the days of communism. Its destruction is a powerful reminder to the population of the city that their defiance over Kosovo could cost them dear. But in spite of the psychological impact of these strikes, there is still very little sign that they are denting Serbian resolve. The explosions went off like thunderclaps in the Belgrade night. Firemen and rescue workers raced to the scene as the 23-story tower block burned fiercely. Near the northern city of Novi Sad, broadcasting facilities were also hit. An attack on TV transmitters apparently halted all television broadcasts in the area. Also in Novi Sad, NATO warplanes heavily damaged the city's third and last remaining bridge across the Danube, effectively cutting the city in two. And south of Belgrade, the town of Valjevo saw yet another attack on the ammunition factory. The complex was again heavily damaged. Julian Mannion, ITN, Belgrade.
The first wave of U.S. Apache attack helicopters touched down in Albania this afternoon. Another 18 are on their way. Their arrival signals an escalation in NATO's air campaign. ITN's Bill Neely reports now from Tirana.
This war is escalating, and tonight, proof of it. The world's most lethal helicopters flying into Albania. And with them, a new ability to strike, not at 15,000 feet, but at 50, anywhere in Kosovo. The Apache helicopters are nicknamed tank busters. They can fly at night at 180 miles an hour and lock onto a target 3 miles away. The arrival of these helicopters heralds a new phase in this war, a campaign that will be waged not on the ground but just above it, as the helicopters fly low, deep into Kosovo to attack Serb tanks and artillery, closer in than NATO has dared to go thus far. Their firepower is awesome, but flying at 50 feet, they will be highly vulnerable to Serb attack. Arriving with them, another weapon not used before in this war, a ground missile system. It too will be based in northern Albania. It too will give NATO a new ability to strike Serb forces close in. 2,500 troops come with these weapons. In all, 8,000 will soon be ready. They are not here simply to feed refugees. Albania is becoming the base of a large and potentially powerful ground attack force. Bill Neely, ITN, Tirana.
Later in the program, we'll look at dramatic developments in the movement of refugees in the Kosovo crisis. Also coming up on the ITV Evening News, the High Court battle today over this boy's life. Manchester United an hour away from their Juventus showdown, and how the Queen celebrated her 73rd birthday. All that when we come back.
Stimulation produces hormones, preparing the body for action. Heart rate and blood pressure rise, increasing the demand for oxygen. The time it takes for the lungs to respond is known as breathtaking. The feeling you get driving the new Rover 200 IS. Between you and a Rover 200, there's chemistry.
Softer and smoother. Lurpak spreadable. It's all so subtle.
As well as getting your electricity from ManWeb, you can also get gas, because ManWeb is now Scottish powered.
Ultra has an ultra-absorbent core that turns liquid into gel and locks it inside. Always Ultra, less pad, more protection. From £12,495, the new Rover 200 IS is some chemistry set.
Welcome back. The ITV Evening News headlines tonight. The death toll in the Colorado school massacre is now 15. President Clinton says his country is struggling to understand what happened. And Tony Blair is heading for the NATO summit in Washington after saying that all options are still open regarding ground troops in Kosovo. The High Court heard a bitter life or death dispute today over the case of a severely handicapped 12-year-old boy. Doctors had wanted to let David Glass die with dignity by refusing to give him life-saving treatment. His mother wants the court to rule that doctors had no legal right to do so. Sue Saville was in court.
The case centres on whether the clinical judgment of the hospital or the wishes of the family should take precedence. The issue came to a head last October when the hospital caring for a severely handicapped 12-year-old boy gave him the drug diamorphine to alleviate his distress and allow him to die peacefully. The family feared the drug might kill him, and a violent fracas developed as the family attempted to stimulate the boy's breathing. The boy's mother, Carol Glass, is seeking a judicial review to ensure that if her son deteriorates again, he would be entitled to life-saving treatment. David Glass, who's blind and suffers from spastic quadriplegia, was being treated at St Mary's Hospital, Portsmouth, where doctors said all they could do was make him comfortable. His mother wanted to prolong his life as long as possible. In court, lawyers for Carol Glass claimed that the hospital had acted illegally in overruling her wishes. The NHS Trust said that this decision was a clinical judgment and not one for the court. The mother's barrister argued the family's intervention to help the boy breathe had saved his life. The hospital trust's barrister argued the use of the drug had helped in his recovery. The judge will further consider whether to grant a judicial review of the principles when the case continues tomorrow. Sue Saville, ITN at the High Court.
The parents of Stephen Lawrence launched two new legal battles today. Neville and Doreen Lawrence are suing the suspects accused of Stephen's murder and the Metropolitan Police for bungling the investigation into his death. It comes one day before the 6th anniversary of Stephen's death and just hours before the deadline for launching civil actions. The election campaign for the new Scottish Parliament focused on unemployment today. New UK-wide figures showed another rise in those out of work. The Scottish National Party said unemployment was hitting Scottish people hard. The Labour Party said unemployment in Scotland is actually falling. Harry Smith reports.
The SNP at Hampden Park, launching their youth manifesto, blamed the big rise in the number of Scots claiming unemployment benefit on Labour's mismanagement.
These are devastating figures. I mean, another 1,200 jobs gone in Scotland, and this is what the government should be focusing on.
Labour hit back, unveiling a study showing that an independent Scotland would have to raise taxes or cut spending. They also defended their own record of creating new jobs.
Not only have we delivered a reduction in unemployment, we've also increased the number of jobs in Scotland, and there are 17,000 more Scots in employment than when Labour came to power.
But the Liberal Democrats said that was a claim which didn't stand up.
Since Labour came to power, Scotland has been losing one job almost every hour. Now that is nothing for the Labour Party to crow about.
Up to now, the Conservatives have stayed firmly in Edinburgh for their daily election briefings, but today they brought their campaign into the heart of Labour territory here in Glasgow. They were launching their plan for a crackdown on drugs. They also launched a scathing attack on the Liberal Democrats, who yesterday appeared to suggest that decriminalising cannabis is one option they might have to consider.
You're sending exactly the wrong signal to people at the present time if you go down that strand.
Tomorrow all the parties begin stepping up their campaigns with exactly 2 weeks to go before polling. Harry Smith, ITN, Glasgow.
The elections for the Scottish Parliament and the Welsh Assembly take place on May the 6th. Football and Manchester United are gearing up for tonight's big game in Turin against Juventus. But it's still not known if their key player Ryan Giggs is fit enough to play. Last night he sat on the sidelines while the squad trained, an ice pack strapped to his ankle. Manchester United need all the goal-scoring power they can muster after their 1-1 draw in the first leg at Old Trafford. A win in Turin would secure their first European Cup final place since 1968. Coverage of the game starts at 7:30 on ITV tonight. The Queen has been celebrating her 73rd birthday today, thousands of miles from home. She and the Duke of Edinburgh are on a state visit to South Korea. So our correspondent Tom Bradby explains the local festivities were a far cry from the usual birthday celebrations at Windsor.
Under the Korean sun, the Queen was celebrating her birthday today in very different style. The villagers put on a traditional masked dance before giving her, if not a birthday cake, then the Korean equivalent, a table loaded with food. There wasn't time to eat it, but they didn't let her go without giving her a crown, albeit a rather smaller one than she's used to. This has been a packed tour, but the Koreans have been exceptionally appreciative. This century they've survived Japanese occupation, 2 wars and years of military rule.
They see this visit as confirmation by a major Western power that they are now one of the most stable forces in the region. The Koreans acknowledge that for many this may seem just another royal visit, albeit a very tiring one. But for them it is highly significant because of what it says about the position their country has reached. The pace of the visit was last night clearly taking its toll. But this morning, the Duke of Edinburgh seemed revitalised as he toured the border with communist North Korea, still one of the tensest in the world. Tonight, they were celebrating together at a concert. Not even the Queen could avoid a more traditional birthday moment. Tom Bradley, ITN, Seoul.
To end our programme tonight, we return to Kosovo for a report on the latest on the refugee crisis. In Albania, a major airlift has begun to move refugees away from border camps and away from Serb army shells. As our correspondent Mark Austin reports, the first of the refugees have boarded American Chinook helicopters to be flown south to safety.
Into the mountainous border region with Kosovo flew the NATO helicopters late this afternoon. This is an operation more symbolic than significant. They are taking out only 200 refugees today, but are promising to airlift thousands more in the coming days. NATO is desperate to help ease a refugee crisis it has so far been unable to stop. With another flood of ethnic Albanians expected to pour out of Kosovo at any time, relief agencies here fear they will be overwhelmed and are trying to move tens of thousands into camps in other parts of Albania.
And there's another reason. NATO officials and aid workers are increasingly concerned about the security of refugees so close to the border with Kosovo.
All along this border, things are tense and dangerous. Serb shelling and incursions are on the increase. And in the last 36 hours, there have been new clashes between Serb and Albanian forces. No refugee area has been hit yet, but NATO troops are now deployed in northern Albania, including a detachment of the Royal Signals. And today, the British general commanding NATO's forces here said his priority was to move refugees to safer territory.
We don't want them in range of artillery fire. There's been harassment, and clearly, they could become a target. So we don't want them to be in a target area, so we want to get them outside of the artillery range. Also up here, the conditions are not good.
Not good for 150,000 refugees struggling to survive in camps fast becoming quagmires. But NATO's now doing its bit to help, moving refugees to safety, but taking them further away from home. Mark Austin, ITN, on the Kosovo-Albanian border.
Tonight's headlines again. The death toll in the American high school shooting is now confirmed at 15. President Clinton said today the entire country was struggling to understand what had happened. And Tony Blair has flown out to Washington for an historic NATO summit. Next from ITN is the ITV Nightly News with Dermot Murnahan at 11. But we leave you now with images from two of the stories which dominate today's news. From all of us on the ITV Evening News, goodbye.
All options are always kept under review.
The prayers of the American people are with you.
Good evening. Some eastern counties got away with it for most of today. The showers have been mostly in central and western parts, but now the showers are almost everywhere, and they will be again tomorrow. A mixture of sunny spells and blustery showers. But in the west today, you've had generally grey skies. At least tomorrow, I think you'll have some sunny spells in between those showers. You can see on the satellite picture how the cloud has been building up through the afternoon. Most of Britain is cloudy now. Not all of the cloud producing rain, but we can use the Met Office weather radar to scan inside the cloud and see where the showers are falling. And just now they're falling, well, almost everywhere, as you can see. And they're moving further east, so there's heavier bursts of rain coming to eastern counties, I think, through this evening. So overnight, then, lots of showers through this evening, as we've seen. But as it goes through the night, many central and eastern parts will become mostly dry again, just one or two showers finding their way inland on those rather fresh winds. But in the north and west, I think the showers will be fairly frequent pretty much through the night. That's where you're close to the area of low pressure. And then tomorrow, as we said, a day very much like today. Some sunny spells around, the best of them through the morning in central and eastern parts. Already showers in the west. As we go through the day, the showers developing more widely, I think. Even central and eastern parts seeing the odd downpour through the day. But still some sunny spells, and western parts of Britain tomorrow not quite as grey as they were today. Certainly I think western parts of England and Wales will see some better sunny spells in between those showers. It is another fairly breezy day tomorrow. It won't be quite as blustery as today. So temperatures around 14 or 15 in places, feeling fairly mild, I think, compared with what we've had over recent weeks. But it's still a blustery and showery day. Slightly better conditions, I think, coming along for Friday. Here's a summary.
Power Gen. Power, whatever the weather.
Working for the biggest club in the world, that gives you great motivation. The important thing is you look forward to your day. I'm just looking for an update of what's happening while I've been sleeping. You know, modern tabloids can't be instant news. Instant news is television. GMTV give you that every morning.
Granada Television's weather, sponsored by Stay Bright Windows and Conservatories. The clear choice in any weather.
We're likely to see some heavy and blustery showers across the region during this evening. Most of these are expected to die away during tonight though a few are likely to continue, especially over Lancashire and South Cumbria. Not a cold night, temperatures dipping to no lower than around 7 Celsius, but still quite breezy from the southwest. Tomorrow, in a nutshell, it's a day of sunshine and showers, more in the way of sunshine, especially in the south. Quite a windy old day, and temperatures tomorrow up to around 13 or 14 Celsius, and that's 57 degrees Fahrenheit.
For a more detailed 5-day outlook, call Weather Update on 0891 55 99 77.
I found a place full of charm, a magic world in my baby's arms, her soft embrace like satin and lace, a wondrous place, what a spot in a storm, to cuddle up and stay nice and warm, away from harm in my baby's arms. Wondrous place.
I'll have those, please. Cheese and onion Pringles.
Excuse me, you're a brain surgeon. How do these ICEs work?
What do you think I am, a rocket scientist?
Rocket scientist. Close enough.
What are ISAs? At the moment, we just don't know.
Colin, what are these ISAs?
ISAs? They're individual savings accounts where you don't pay tax.
I knew that.
Abbey National, because life's complicated enough.
We at Amoy have revolutionized the Chinese home cooking with these straight-to-wok noodles. Now when you stir fry, just stir in your favorite Amoy sauce, then add the ready-cooked Amoy noodles straight from the pack. No boiling, no fuss. This, comrades, is a Chinese revolution!
Hold up tight. Here we go. Wow. Where are we going? I want to show you something that's out of this world. The upstairs-downstairs offer from Safe Style UK. If you buy your downstairs windows and doors, they'll give you the upstairs absolutely free.
Wow, that's amazing. Wow!
And 4% interest-free credit is available. So what are you waiting for? Get the deal of the century. Call 0800 106 107.
That's 0800 106 107. Call now. Play!
Why do Kellogg's Rice Krispies go snap, crackle and pop? Let's find out. Listen to those vitamins!
Here, that's iron!
Here's where the rice goes. Kellogg's Rice Krispies. Sounds like they're much more than Snap.
Crackle.
And... Pop.
You've done that. You've earned money back. So what do you do now? The new blue card from American Express. It pays you to do more.
Soccer's live at 7:30, so here's Coronation Street.
Coronation Street is sponsored by Cadbury's Caramel.
Jan, where are you going?
I'm going to work.
No, wait. I want to talk to you about us.
I think we said it all, don't you?
Not till you tell me something. Did you mean what you said? About not loving me?
I do love you, Nick. But not enough. Not in a way that's any good to us anymore.
Did you get the feeling back, the feeling we used to have?
No, we couldn't. Because we'd only be fooling ourselves. When we ran away and got married, we didn't know what we were doing. Not really. That didn't dawn on me till I found out I was pregnant. And now there's nothing left. And yeah, we could talk ourselves into getting back together. But we'd only be fooling ourselves all over again.
So what, that's it?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it is. I'm going to work.
How the hell can you go to work, Leanne? This is the rest of our lives we're talking about.
Because I'd sooner be there than sat here going round and round in circles. Because there's no point. Because you and me have had it.
Yeah, but why does she have to get married from my flat?
So, we have been through all this before. This is my flat as well as yours, and Haley is my friend. And she wants to see Roy after church, not when she wakes up in the morning.
Well, I tell you what, it's an aggravation I can do without.
Would you just please keep your voice down? I mean, don't you dare let her hear you saying things like that. Oh, come on, Mike. It's a wedding day.
It's a let's pretend wedding day. It's a travesty, and you know it. But no doubt you'll be having a little weep, dabbing the old eyes here and there.
There are times when I could gladly strangle you. Oh, hello, Haley. I hope this that's all right.
Oh, yeah, thanks. Morning, Mr. Baldwin. It's ever so nice you letting me get married from here.
Yeah, well,
This is when you find out who your friends are.
yeah, well, I've got to get to the factory. We're closing at dinner time because of this one.
Oh, you know, he's so romantic. Him and money, just like Darby and Joan. Big one. Oh, my car, you must be psychic.
Haley, your seconds have arrived.
You cheeky devil, seconds in the higher. Hi, Haley.
Day today.
And we're here to make you look really beautiful for your Roy.
I hardly slept a wink last night.
Bridegroom's nerves, you see.
I know, when I haven't slept a wink, I look a terrible state.
Oh, you'll be okay. Everyone will be looking at the bride. No one will notice you.
Oh, you're very kind, Martin, but I know I shall be letting Haley down.
No, you will not. I'll see to that. My job's getting you there on time and reasonably sober.
Oh, I haven't been drinking, Martin. No, I can assure you it was bad enough last week. I behaved disgracefully.
Well, that wasn't your fault. That was the Rovers' lot. They got you drunk, didn't they?
I don't believe in blaming other people, Martin. A man is responsible for his own actions. The fault is in me. That's the trouble. I'm not good enough for Haley. I never will be.
Listen, pal, this is front page stuff. It's dead juicy. I am telling you, if you'll listen, I'll tell you what it is for free. But if you want to know who it is and where it's happening, then that'll cost you. I am getting to the point. It's two blokes. Two men, right? And they're getting married to each other. And it's all being done in secret by this vicar, because vicars are not supposed to do that, are they? Blimey, Toya, I didn't know you were home. Look, think about it. I'll ring you back.
These shoes are killing me.
Don't wear them then.
I have to wear them. The only proper shoes I've got.
Why are you all dressed up like that?
For the wedding.
Oh, Dozy Roy. And the Harold that calls himself Haley. I've told you 1,000,000 times. You are not going to no freak show. So up them stairs now, lady.
You can't stop me going.
Oh, yes, I flaming well can. You are not going to that so-called wedding. So get up there and get in your bedroom.
You know what the Stone Age you are. You're a flaming dinosaur.
Yeah, the dinosaurs died out. I don't tell you why. They started acting like that Roy and Haley.
Did you have to make a phone call? It's personal, to a pal of mine. Can you give us a couple of minutes?
Yeah, sure.
What do you think?
Oh, you look lovely.
Well, it's all down to Audrey and Maxine.
No,
Thanks, girls.
listen, you wouldn't have got a better job anywhere else, I'm telling you that.
Hey, hang on.
Oh, right. Now, is that too tight there? Cause
No. Have we got the right place for the wedding party?
I'm Haley. Oh, right, come in. It's getting ready now.
Auntie Monica, it's wonderful to see you.
Look who I've got with me. I made your great Uncle Bert come. That's all right, I hope.
Yeah, hi, Uncle Bert. Nice to see you.
How do?
These are my friends, Alma, Audrey and Maxine.
Hi. Pleased to meet you.
Can I get you a cup of tea?
Oh, I could murder a cup of tea. We've been on the road since first thing, and I'm not what you call a fast driver. But what I really wanted is there somewhere I can tidy myself up a bit. I don't want to show Haley up.
Come on, I'll show you it's it.
Right, come on, Maxine, we'll put the kettle on.
So, how have you been keeping, Uncle Bert?
Middling, you know. Not so bad for 75.
I'm so pleased to see you. It's been ages.
Aye, it does.
It's nice to have my relations here, because this is such a big day for me, you know.
Well, I'll tell you this, Harold. There's a lot going on these days I can't seem to make head and tail of.
Uncle Bert.
Wait. Just let me speak my piece. What would I do if it were me? See. Why don't you go and put your trousers on and come home with me and your auntie?
It's no use, Uncle Bert.
After we've had those teas, we can walk down to Wheatsheaf and have a game of dominoes. You always enjoyed that.
Not really.
No, you did, Harold. Playing fives and threes with me and Arthur G and their Tony. You used to say how much you enjoyed it.
I said that because I didn't want to hurt your feelings, Uncle Bert. And I'm sure you don't want to hurt mine. Harold's gone, you see, Uncle Bert. There is no Harold anymore. I'm not the person I used to pretend to be. See, when I was Harold, I was never happy. I always felt, well, wrong. And I'm Haley now, Uncle Bert, and I'm happy. I mean, not all the time. just some of the time, you know, like other people. And I wish I could tell you how much better my life is now. If you could just understand. Because I've always loved you, and my Auntie Monica. I don't want to lose you.
Aye. You know, me and your auntie, we'll never stop being fond of you. Haley.
Spider! Spider, up here!
Right?
Les won't let me out for the wedding.
You can't do that.
Yeah, well, he has done. What am I going to do?
Ah, Gary.
All right, Spider, am I all right for cleaning your windows?
Yeah, but could you do Les's first?
Oh, no, he's told me he don't believe in paying window cleaners.
Yeah, you see, the thing is, we've got a maiden in distress. But Princess Toya has been locked in her little turret by the wicked Baron Battersby.
You won't let me go to the wedding.
Sorry, there's nothing I can do about that.
Oh, Gary!
But, being a curler sort of chap, if I was to leave my ladders lying around and Spider was to use them for something, it's nothing to do with me, is it?
Leanne, want to take first lunch break or second? Not bothered.
Look, Leanne, love, I know you're a bit depressed, but you just might try and... look, I'll take my lunch break now, okay? I'll leave you to it then.
I just thought I'd better come and tell you. I've been and bought an airplane ticket to Canada. Single, not return.
Going to Canada? When?
This afternoon, Ashley said he'd run me to the airport.
You going today?
Yeah. Yeah, you said we had no future together, remember? You said that there was no point trying again.
Yeah, I know what I said.
Yeah, so I'll assume you got no objections. You know where I am? Do you want to say goodbye?
Rimmel's new 60-second nail polish, one stroke colour. 60 seconds takes you from start to finish. In no time at all, to time on your hands. 19 different colours to make up your own language.
She found a letter sent into the sea.
We should trace these letters.
So you find this guy and then what?
Take a risk.
Is she in bad shape?
No. Neglected or appreciated.
I know how she feels.
Doubt it.
Kevin Costner, Robin Wright Penn, and Paul Newman. Message in a bottle.
Henry generally likes to get up between 5 and 6. His first smile is very big and I'm very pleased to see you. He's been in that nappy all night, so in the past his bottom could be almost reddish and damp. These Pampers have made a great difference. There are stripes of lotion in the nappy which put a layer on his bottom and keep him nice and soft and smooth, and it's dry. It's almost as nice as when you put him to bed. Although he's very ruffy, tufty and boisterous, Henry's really affectionate. But he's a lot of fun. We're going to have 12.
You and Pampers protect your baby's skin.
Loads of washing? Try Daz for value. New look Daz keeps whites white at a price that's right.
I'm Captain Peter Ferguson. Welcome aboard the largest car ferry in northwest Europe. I'd like you to meet one of the most dedicated crews on the Irish Sea. There, see, and find again as it does travel. Yeah, thank you very much.
Give me. It was ready.
Bon appetit. Irish ferry. How good are we? Ask any of our passengers.
because of an all-world scent collection.
How would you like to get this close to your favourite stars? How about this close? Or even this close? Because TV Times have such a strong relationship with the stars, they can get you this close.
I don't do this for just anyone, you know.
Nobody gets you closer than TV Times.
What's happening? Fired or something?
Or something.
Whoa, doesn't she look great up a ladder, eh? Got a great view from here, Toya.
Clear off, frog face. And kill that kid.
Yeah, shush, or you'll have Les out. If you want the full frank truth, the hot tip of the week, get to the Rovers Return pub in Coronation Street. And make it soon. And bring plenty of cash with you, because this is cash only. Toya! What are you doing up there? Hey! Blaming Nora!
Oh, thanks, mate.
Come here, you!
There's a taxi out the front picking up Sarah Louise. Run! Go on back here, you! Oh, I'm sorry, mate.
Find O'Reilly! Oh! Get out me way!
You're all right. Don't worry. You know where you're going, don't you? The keys. Wait for me. All right. Can I go with Sarah Lou? Wait a second for me. In you get. Off you go. I'll see you at the church.
Right. How are tyres in that taxi?
Oh, push off.
Don't you come your snotty capers with me, girl. I'm stopping interfering with my kids. And you young git, you got in my way on purpose, didn't you? You want a good hiding, you do. Teach you some manners. You touch me, and when my mum gets out, she'll cut your bits off. Do you know what? I feel sorry for your mum. She's like me, is Jackie. You try to bring someone up with a bit of decency, and what do you get? Hey? Nothing but a load of abuse. Looks to me like you do your own abuse, mate.
So, you going to the wedding then?
I've not been invited. Mind you, I wouldn't expect to be. I hardly know him, do I?
Oh, yeah. That's right. You got any confetti?
Oh, confetti.
It'd have to be biodegradable sort, of course, you know, that breaks down.
No. But I've got some right if you want to throw that over the bride.
Ah, no thanks, no. I don't believe in throwing food away when there's people starving in the world.
Oh.
I'm going to be in a pub later if you fancy a drink.
Sorry, that'd mean I'd have to shut the shop.
Oh, yeah. Right. Another time, then.
Okay, see ya.
Bye.
You see, Martin, Hayley's a wonderful person. A very fine human being. Sooner or later, she's going to realise she could have done better than me.
You've got to get moving.
In fact, she deserves to do better than me.
Yeah, well, she doesn't think so. That's why she's going to St. Paul's Church, expecting to see you. Are you just going to leave her standing there on her own?
I wouldn't do that to her.
Oh, well, I'm glad to hear it, because I was starting to wonder.
I wouldn't humiliate her like that. I wouldn't hurt her for the world. I'm surprised you should think such a thing.
Roy, stop talking. Just have a shave and put your suit on.
Right.
Right.
You see, I've been procrastinating, haven't I? I do that. I sometimes think I'm a bit peculiar compared to other people.
No, surely not.
No, I do. See, I'll give you an example.
Roy, just tell me on the way to the church, please.
So, what's it worth?
Well, you get a drink out of it.
Look, it's red hot stuff, this. 2 blokes getting wed in church. In secret. Vicar defies bishop. Come on, it's all there.
Hey, this isn't bad ale, this, Duncan. Aye, not bad at all.
Look, names, time, places, the lot. 500 quid.
Give over. It's not that good a story. Tell him, Harry.
There's no glamour, sunshine. 2 blokes?
What
sort of picture's that? I need a bit of bodice, a bit of cleavage. There's got to be a woman, sunshine, or I don't bother punching my camera.
There is a woman in it.
You said 2 blokes.
Getting married, yes. But it's a woman vicar. What about that then? That's got to be worth £500 before rights.
Oh, well, that's more like it. We go for that sort of thing.
Of course you do. It's dynamite.
Must be here at St. Paul's. Jessie, what's her name? She's the only one round here.
Yeah, let's get down there.
No rush, mate. We've time for another pint.
No, come on. Oi! What about my money?
For what? Who needs you?
You swine!
What's up?
I give up on people, Jack. Whatever happened to trust? Whatever happened to honest dealing?
I don't know, I just want the money for the ale.
You what?
3 pints. They said you were getting it.
She's not coming. Come on, Ashley, let's go.
Are you sure this is what you want?
No. It's what she wants. Come on.
I'll put this in van.
So, you really going then?
Yeah. Unless you can give me a good reason to stay. Right.
Goodbye, Nick. Nick. I won't forget some of the things we did. Like when we ran away together. I won't forget some of the things that we had.
What's the point in memories, Leanne? I'm going to try my best to forget you. But if it's over... If it's really over... What's the point? Goodbye.
Right, you alright?
Yes,
Come on, girl, we'll be late.
I'm here.
Thank you very much. You're okay, boy.
See you in church.
Hi, Jim.
I see you there.
Yeah. Come on, Jim. Oh, come on.
Come on.
Hey, tell you what, look at the cut of us, Glory, eh? Not a decent leg between us.
Well, I'd swap with you any day.
You can't go to a wedding dressed like that. Go and get changed.
Mum, I need to...
Dale, come on.
Yes, I'm here. Oh. What was that for?
I love you, okay?
Oh, Nick, you do pick your moments. Go on, go and get changed. Come on, Dave.
Bye, Mum. Bye, David.
You look terrific, Hayley. Yes, you do.
Thank you.
Tell you, why have you got your trainers on?
Couldn't get my shoes on.
Oh, right. I wish I could wear my trainers.
Oh, hey, you better go down, Toya. I think Auntie Monica's waiting. And just make sure you get to the church, okay?
Right, okay. See ya, see ya.
Oh, the wedding car's here. You ready, Hayley?
Yeah, I think so. Ready as I'll ever be.
Hiya. Hi. Are we the last?
Yeah, just about. It's not my fault.
All right, Curly, we're here now. Come on.
The bridegroom got to. He should be in the church.
Well, this could be him.
Oh, no.
Oh, look here.
I better tell Jessica.
What do you want?
This where the freaky wedding's going off, pal?
You're the only freaks I've seen.
I thought we had this to ourselves. Who's tipped them off? Oh, Wayne.
You should have double-crossed me. You could have had this exclusive.
Oh, it was your idea to bring these vultures down, was it? You Judas.
Get stuffed.
Hey up, there's the lovely Rev Jessie.
If they turn this into a circus, it'll ruin the whole thing for Hayley and Roy.
I think you're the one who's going to be ruined, Jessica.
can turn back, you know, you only have to say.
No. My life is finished. It's the end of it.
Just want to know, is there going to be a wedding here today?
Well, have you been invited to a wedding here? Because if you haven't, you're not welcome.
Well, they're doing our job, love, same as you. Some of us have a living to earn. You've got a living to hang on to, haven't you?
Come on, get one for Harold's album. That was your name, Harold. Get one of these.
How
Police there.
Sorry.
Roy, the press is here. Photographers, everything.
Oh, well, to hell with them. Let them do the worst.
Well, you don't understand. Jessica will be in deep trouble if this gets in the papers.
No, we can't have that.
No, can we get a message to Hayley?
Well, they'll be on the way here.
Well, I don't want that lot mobbing her.
No. Do you think we can intercept her?
All right. We'll have a damn good try.
Give us a break, love. Is there going to be a wedding?
I can say to you, in all honesty, I really don't know.
Of course, we can't be sure she'll come this way.
Oh, yeah. Always merry and bright, eh, Roy?
What's that?
That's the wedding car. Quick, Martin. Oh! Hayley.
What's going on? What's happening? Why, what is it?
There's a whole load of reporters up at the church. They're after you. They're after me. And they're after Jessica. I'm sorry, Hayley. I think we've got to call it off.
Coronation Street is back at the regular time, 7:30 on Friday. And for the latest information on the nation's favourite set, visit the Coronation Street website at www.coronationstreet.co.uk. Next tonight, the big match, live.
Coronation Street is sponsored by Cadbury's Caramel. When a married woman had a chance meeting,
Francesca.
Robert.
she was forced to reassess her dreams
You want to leave your husband?
until everything she knew about herself was changing.
I was acting like another woman.
A story of intense passion.
Have you?
Isn't Julie must be afraid?
We're not doing anything.
Meryl Streep and Clint Eastwood.
We're two separate people now.
An ITV movie premiere, The Bridges of Madison County, next Wednesday at 8.
New from Schwarzkopf, Vital Colors, the vibrant permanent colorant for intense color vitality. The fast-acting cream enriched with almond protein and apricot oil covers gray hair with radiant color. Vital Colors, intense color, healthy-looking hair. Professional quality from Schwarzkopf.
Hello, Pip. Hello, Pog. What have you got, Pog? Oh, creamy dairy lee dunkers. How delicious. What are you going to dunk into it? But what about the breadsticks? Old Hog, you are a naughty little scamp.
Your mission is here. Cameras in your sunglasses, tape recorder, and this iMac wax with applicator. Amazing. In just minutes, you'll have beautifully smooth legs that last for weeks. With legs like this, I'm sure he'll talk.
Imat, mission impeccable.
Now it's so easy to help keep your teeth clean and white. Introducing new Ice White from Wrigley's. The great-tasting sugar-free chewing gum proven to reduce the stains that build up on your teeth, time after time, throughout the whole day. Just by chewing great-tasting Ice White, your teeth will feel cleaner and look whiter. So chew new Ice White. It's the easy way to cleaner, whiter teeth.
Friday feeling with Cadbury's Crunchy.
Oh, Carly, 3 groats.
Oh, but I've only got one.
1 groat gets you this.
You got any leeches for this?
Ah! Oh, Carly, 3 groats.
What about 1 groat and a turnip?
Done.
You got any leeches for this?
Ah! Hey, what's going on?
What a difference a carring makes.
Wasn't that offside?
What's offside?
I don't know.
Until now, choosing a new car was so confusing it was hard to know which way to turn. Until now. The new Accord. Technology you can enjoy from Honda.
Having a spot of bother.
You're causing trouble again. No one's asking you.
Son, you heard. We're here to clean up the filth.
I'm down the neck, is it, Abe?
Our way. Let's sort this out here or down the neck. The bill making Sun Hill a safer place. Thursday at 8.
The art of commentating.
Things spoke.
The delivery. The passion.
Come on!
The script.
It's not for a tusker in the home straight. I've never seen one do this.
Their worst nightmares, sports commentators, tonight after the football.
Don't lose it all together, Pete.
Plus, we're live to Turin for the big match, second leg.
This program is sponsored by Amstel and Continental, UEFA Champions League sponsors.
Vieira straight into the path of Ryan Giggs, who has York ahead of him and scores alongside. And he's run away from Vieira. It's Ryan Giggs wriggling into the penalty area. Giggs! Oh, fantastic! What a goal!
There's no Ryan Giggs tonight, but his wonder goal has left Manchester United still on course for an unprecedented treble. Top of the table with a game in hand, a place at Wembley in the bag. So now they need to produce another epic semi-final performance to write a new chapter in Old Trafford history. The Champions League showdown in Turin begins. Juventus 1, Manchester United 1. Hello, good evening. Ryan Giggs has lost his race for fitness as United look for a win or a high-scoring draw to make that final. 0-0 means Juventus go through, and 1-1, well, that would mean extra time. Our guests on the big match tonight, Terry Venables and Glenn Hoddle. Now, Terry, tell us about Alex Ferguson's selection.
Well, as you say, Giggs is not playing. He's not on the bench either. That's a disappointment, but a lot of people felt Scholes would replace him, but in fact he's gone like for like.